Have you ever walked into a room, and forgot why you came in, or met someone familiar, but couldn't remember their name? Most people think memory loss is just part of aging, but science says it doesn't have to be. Your brain is an incredible organ. It can heal, rebuild, and stay sharp if you feed it right. What you eat today shapes how clearly you think tomorrow. Every bite can either protect your brain cells or slowly wear them down. And here's the truth. Your diet can be more powerful than any supplement. Studies from Harvard, Mayo Clinic, and the National Institutes of Health now show that certain foods can actually protect your brain and delay dementia by years. In this video, we'll explore 7 science-backed foods that support memory, focus, and long-term brain health, from colorful berries to healthy fats and ancient spices. You'll learn how small changes on your plate can make a big difference in your mind, because the path to a sharper brain doesn't start in a pharmacy, it starts in your kitchen. So let's begin with the most natural brain protector of all, the food scientists call nutrition for your neurons. Part 2, the brain needs fuel. Why food matters. Your brain is small, only 2% of your body weight, but it uses 20% of your energy. Every thought, every memory, every heartbeat depends on fuel. But here's the catch. Your brain can't store energy the way muscles do. It needs a constant supply of nutrients from the food you eat. When you skip meals or eat processed junk, your brain doesn't get what it needs. It slows down. You forget more. You lose focus. The brain runs best on steady glucose from whole foods and healthy fats that keep your neurons flexible. Think of it like a car that runs smoothly only when you give it clean fuel. Science confirms this. Harvard neurologists found that diets rich in fiber, omega-3s, and antioxidants help maintain memory and prevent neuron damage. Meanwhile, diets high in sugar and trans fats age your brain faster. Your brain also needs vitamins B6, B12, and folate. They help create neurotransmitters, the messengers that carry your thoughts. When your diet lacks them, those signals weaken and your memory fades. George, 72, learned this the hard way. He used to skip breakfast and grab donuts with coffee. By afternoon, he'd feel foggy and tired. His doctor suggested oatmeal with walnuts instead. 3 weeks later, his mind felt clearer and his mood steadier. It wasn't magic, it was nutrition. The lesson? Feed your brain like it feeds you, with steady, real food, not quick sugar or empty calories. Because your brain isn't just an organ, it's your life story, your emotions, your identity. So let's start fueling it right, beginning with one of nature's sweetest protectors, berries. Part 3, berries, the natural brain shield. If your brain had a shield, it would probably be made of berries. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, small fruits but mighty protectors. Scientists call them nature's antioxidants. They're packed with compounds called flavonoids and anthocyanins, powerful chemicals that protect your brain cells from inflammation and oxidative stress. What does that mean? Every day, tiny molecules called free radicals try to damage your brain. They're like sparks that slowly rust your neurons. Berries act like firefighters, calming the flames before real damage begins. A long-term Harvard Nurses' Health study followed over 16,000 women for more than 20 years. Those who ate blueberries and strawberries at least twice a week had brains that aged 2.5 years slower than those who didn't. That's not just statistics, that's more birthdays remembered, more faces recognized, more memories kept. And it's easy to start. You don't need exotic powders or supplements, just a handful of berries, fresh, frozen, or blended into your morning oatmeal. Mary, 68, did exactly that. She replaced her sugary desserts with a cup of mixed berries every evening. 3 months later, she noticed her mind felt sharper, and her cravings disappeared. It wasn't a diet, it was a small act of care. Berries may be tiny, but they defend your brain in big ways. So the next time you open your fridge, think of it as choosing between memory and forgetfulness. Up next, another powerful protector, one that swims in the ocean, fatty fish. Part 4, fatty fish, omega-3 and memory power. If berries are the shield, then fish is the fuel. Your brain is made of nearly 60% fat, and much of that fat comes from omega-3 fatty acids. Think of omega-3s as the oil that keeps your neurons smooth and flexible. Without it, signals between brain cells become stiff, slow, and unclear. That's why omega-3s are called essential fats. Your body can't make them. You must get them from food. The best sources: salmon, sardines, mackerel, trout, and anchovies. Even tuna in moderation. A large study from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, found that people who ate fatty fish twice a week had a 20% lower risk of dementia and cognitive decline. Another Harvard review showed that higher omega-3 levels were linked to larger brain volume and slower aging of the memory center, the hippocampus. Omega-3s also reduce inflammation in blood vessels, keeping blood flowing freely to the brain. Robert, 70, learned this after his annual checkup. His cholesterol was high, and he often felt foggy after lunch. His doctor told him to swap red meat for baked salmon twice a week. 3 months later, his focus improved, and his doctor noticed better blood pressure too. He didn't take a pill, but they might have gone. He just changed what was on his plate. If you don't eat fish, you can get omega-3s from chia seeds, flax seeds, or walnuts. But the marine form, DHA and EPA, works best for brain protection. So the next time you plan dinner, remember this simple rule: fish twice a week for memory that lasts a lifetime. Up next, let's move from the ocean to the garden, where leafy greens hold their own brain-boosting magic. Part 5, Leafy Greens, Memory's Best Friend. If there's one food your brain truly loves, it's something simple and green: spinach, kale, collard greens. They may not look exciting, but to your brain, they're pure gold. Leafy greens are packed with lutein, folate, vitamin K, and beta-carotene, nutrients that help your neurons stay young and active. According to researchers at Rush University in Chicago, people who ate one serving of leafy greens per day had brains that functioned as if they were 11 years younger. 11 years. That's the difference between forgetting your neighbor's name and remembering the story you shared yesterday. These nutrients work quietly. They reduce inflammation, protect the lining of your blood vessels, and even support the growth of new brain cells. Lutein keeps your brain cells flexible, folate helps repair DNA, and vitamin K improves communication between neurons. It's not just food, it's like maintenance for your mind. Eleanor, 74, used to skip vegetables. She thought salads were rabbit food. Her daughter encouraged her to try adding spinach to her morning omelet. A few weeks later, she noticed she could focus longer while reading and didn't feel as mentally tired in the afternoon. That's the power of plants. They don't work overnight, but they build resilience over time. One bite, one meal, one day at a time. So if you want to protect your brain, start with a handful of greens, because every leaf you eat adds another day of clarity to your life. Up next, the oil scientists call liquid gold for your brain. Part 6, Olive Oil, the Mediterranean Secret. If you've ever heard of the Mediterranean diet, you've probably heard of olive oil, the golden liquid that doctors call liquid gold for the brain. For thousands of years, people in Greece, Italy, and Spain have used olive oil not just for cooking, but as medicine. And modern science finally explains why. Olive oil is rich in polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation in the brain and protect neurons from damage. It also contains oleic acid, a healthy fat that improves blood flow and helps build strong cell membranes in your brain. Researchers at Harvard found that people who used olive oil daily had up to a 30% lower risk of Alzheimer's disease compared to those who rarely used it. Another study from the Mind Diet, a blend of the Mediterranean and DASH diets, showed that consistent olive oil use supports memory and attention as we age. Linda, 69, used to cook everything with butter. Her doctor recommended switching to extra virgin olive oil. She started small, a drizzle on her salad, a spoon in her morning eggs. Within 2 months, her cholesterol improved, and she said she could think more clearly during conversations. The key is quality. Choose cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil, the one rich in flavor and deep green in color. Use it raw whenever possible, on vegetables, soups, or toast, because heating it too high reduces its benefits. Olive oil doesn't just protect your heart, it nourishes your mind. So next time you reach for cooking oil, remember this simple act might be helping you remember everything else. Up next, Let's talk about something a little spicier. The golden root that fights brain inflammation. Turmeric. Part 7. Turmeric and spices. Turning off brain inflammation. Sometimes the best medicine doesn't come from a pill, it comes from your kitchen. And one of the most powerful examples is a golden spice you probably already know, turmeric. Used for centuries in India and Asia, turmeric has long been called the spice of life. And now science proves that name is well-deserved. The secret is curcumin, a natural compound that gives turmeric its bright yellow color and its healing power. Curcumin can cross the blood-brain barrier, a rare ability that lets it directly reach your brain cells. Once inside, it reduces inflammation, neutralizes harmful free radicals, and may even help clear amyloid plaques, the sticky proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Researchers from UCLA found that people who took curcumin supplements had better memory and mood after just 18 months. But you don't need pills to benefit. Just add turmeric to your daily meals. To boost absorption, combine it with black pepper, which increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. You can also mix it with olive oil or warm milk. Frank, 71, started drinking golden milk each night, a blend of turmeric, milk, and a pinch of black pepper. Within a few weeks, he said his mind felt calmer, his thoughts clearer, and he slept through the night for the first time in years. That's the power of natural medicine. You don't have to change everything at once. Just add a little gold to your day, 1 teaspoon at a time, because when inflammation fades, clarity returns. And next, let's talk about a drink that keeps your brain calm and focused, green tea. Part 8, green tea. The gentle brain protector. Not every protector is loud. Some work quietly, like green tea. For centuries, it's been a symbol of calm, focus, and longevity. And now science shows why. Green tea is rich in catechins, antioxidants that protect your brain cells from aging. It also contains L-theanine, an amino acid that helps you relax without making you sleepy. Together, they create something special. A calm mind that stays alert. Researchers at the National University of Singapore found that seniors who drank green tea every day had a 50% lower risk of cognitive decline compared to non-tea drinkers. Another study in Japan showed that daily tea drinkers had better working memory and slower brain shrinkage with age. Susan, 67, used to rely on coffee to stay awake, but it made her anxious and jittery. She switched to 1 cup of green tea in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Within weeks, she felt calmer, slept better, and her focus lasted longer. It's not a miracle, it's balance. Green tea teaches your brain to stay steady, awake but peaceful, focused yet relaxed. So next time you need energy, reach for something ancient and kind, because the best way to protect your brain is not to push it harder, but to keep it calm. And now, let's bring everything together into one simple daily routine that keeps your brain young for life. Part 9, the brain protective plate. So now that you know the foods that protect your brain, how do you bring them together in real life? It's simpler than you think. You don't need a fancy diet. You just need a brain protective plate built on the science of the mind diet, developed by researchers from Harvard and Rush University. This plan combines the best of 2 proven diets, the Mediterranean and the DASH, to slow brain aging and reduce dementia risk by up to 53%. Here's what one day could look like. Breakfast, oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts, a drizzle of olive oil, and maybe a cup of green tea. Lunch, a leafy green salad with salmon, dressed in extra virgin olive oil. Add a slice of whole grain bread and some fruit. Dinner, vegetable soup with a pinch of turmeric and black pepper, served with brown rice or lentils. Finish with strawberries or a cup of herbal tea. Simple, delicious, science-backed. Every color on your plate feeds a different part of your brain. Greens for focus, berries for memory, and healthy fats for clarity. No single food does it all, but together they form a rhythm of nourishment that keeps your brain strong for years. Remember, eating for your brain isn't a short-term fix. It's a lifelong friendship with your mind. Up next, let's talk about one final truth. Even the best diet needs a healthy lifestyle to truly work. Food is powerful, but it's only part of the story. No pill, no supplement, And no single meal can protect your brain alone. Your daily choices matter just as much as what's on your plate. Move your body every day. Even a 20-minute walk can increase blood flow to the brain and spark the growth of new connections. Sleep deeply. While you rest, your brain clears away toxins and restores its memory networks. Manage stress. Chronic stress floods your brain with cortisol, a hormone that erodes memory over time. Try breathing slowly, praying, meditating, or simply sitting in silence for a few minutes each day. Stay socially connected. Conversation, laughter, and spending time with people you love strengthen your emotional brain, the part that keeps you human. A Harvard study found that seniors who combined healthy eating, exercise, and good sleep reduced their dementia risk by over 60%. That's the real secret. It's not about living longer. It's about living clearer, living present, living alive. So as you nourish your brain with good food, remember to nourish your life with movement, peace, and love. Because your brain isn't just in your head, it's in every moment you truly live. And now, let's close with one simple truth, a message that brings everything back to the heart. Let's take a moment to remember what we've learned today. Your brain is the story of your life, and every meal you eat helps write that story. We learned that berries protect your memory, fatty fish keeps your neurons strong, leafy greens keep your mind young, olive oil nourishes your thoughts, turmeric calms inflammation, green tea keeps your mind focused and peaceful, and your daily habits, movement, sleep, connection, and calm, bring it all together. Science calls it the mind diet, but really it's a way of caring for the most precious part of you, your mind. Remember, it's never too late to start. Every healthy choice you make today is a gift to your future self, a promise that your memories, laughter, and wisdom will stay alive for years to come. So take a walk, cook with color, sip your tea slowly, and feed your brain with love. Because the secret to protecting your mind isn't in a pill, it's in your plate, your peace, and your purpose. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. And tell us below, what's one brain-healthy food you'll add to your meals this week? Stay sharp, stay kind, and stay healthy after 60.